Well, let's take a walk through the garden. This is the other end of the house where we have paths leading up into the garden, and we snaked a lot of paths through this. And this ground cover, by the way, we have here two kinds. One is kind of purplish and one is green. They're just literally indestructible, and we brought them from Florida. At least the green is called Widalia, and the other is native that we got from one of the gardening people there, Pat Shannon, and it turns a deep purple when it's stressed, meaning when it's not watered. So during the growing stage, we're going to keep it's half green, half purple, but we're going to let it go purple as soon as it's fully laid in. And it kind of divides the garden into two different kinds of ground cover, and it just requires just a minimum of water, and it just goes through the hottest season. The walks were set up because I like to walk when and like a lot of artists, you know, is the way that things happen. You know, the whole body gets involved in kind of daydreaming and looking down at the garages, which are in the process of being covered with bougainvillea, out at the gate, onto the street again. Take a little look at the portal so that you can see the house and the gardens are very intermixed. And this is the cactus garden that was planted by Angel, who planted all of this, by the way, and whose family owned this property at one time before his father became ill. They had to sell it off piece by piece. So in fact, he knows the land very well, and he's very good with trees. He planted all the bougainvillea, all the trees. They're all trees that do well in the desert, which is very important. And here is a little casita that we built on top of our water reservoir. That's the cement floor there. I have a little hammock there now, and we have a shade thing that he built for me. But it's all wired for electricity and water, and it can become a little cottage you can rent out if you wish. That was our plan anyway, to eventually make it into a little casita. Very inexpensive way to do it. It's removed from the house, you know, and you can simply you put the plumbing in. It's there. All the outlets are there, and people have a separate house separate from your. In fact, that you can have it as a guest house. It has its own little garden and yard, as you saw, fully planted. Now there'll be more trees and more bougainvillea coming in eventually. And we're now starting to walk down. The garden's on a hill, so it slopes down, and back is some of the large mountains behind us, which are wonderful to watch during the sunset. And again, the cactus garden, and we're going to keep walking downhill now. The little casita up there with a hammock is way high up, so you get a pretty good view of it, didn't you? It's a nice place to go.